Welcome. Today we're talking about something that doesn't always make it to the top of our to-do list, but arguably should. Preventive health screenings. We often wait until we feel sick to see a doctor, but the true power of modern medicine lies in catching things before they become problems. It's about adding life to your years and years to your life. Preventive screenings are the medical equivalent of checking the oil in your car or testing the batteries in your smoke detector. They are quick, often painless, and they can save your life. However, a one-size-fits-all approach doesn't work. Your 30s are different from your 40s, and your 50s are different from your 60s. So, let's break down the screening roadmap for the 4 pivotal decades: your 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Let's start where it all begins, the maintenance decade. Welcome to your 30s. You are busy. You might be building a career, starting a family, or navigating the chaos of daily life. In your 20s, you felt invincible. In your 30s, you start to realize you aren't, but you still feel young enough to push things off. Don't. In your 30s, screenings are about establishing a baseline. First, blood pressure and cholesterol. You need these checked at least once a year. High cholesterol and hypertension are silent. They have no symptoms until they cause real damage. At 30, a high LDL number might just be a wake-up call to change your diet. At 50, it might be a heart attack waiting to happen. Know your numbers now. Second, skin checks. Melanoma is one of the most common cancers in young adults. You should be doing a self-exam monthly, but you also need an annual full-body skin check by a dermatologist. For women, this is the decade for your first baseline pap smear and HPV test. If you are sexually active, this is crucial for cervical cancer prevention. For men, it's a good time to establish a relationship with a urologist, but no formal prostate screening is recommended yet unless you have a strong family history. Finally, the 30s wild card, mental health. Screening for depression and anxiety is just as important as screening for blood sugar. Your 30s are stressful. Don't ignore your brain health. Welcome to 40. You might notice you need reading glasses, or you groaned getting out of bed this morning. But more importantly, your screening guidelines get more aggressive in your 40s. This is the strategic decade. First, the big one, diabetes. If you haven't had it yet, you need a fasting blood glucose or an A1C test to check for pre-diabetes. By age 40, your metabolism isn't what it used to be. Catch pre-diabetes now, and you can reverse it with lifestyle changes. Next, for women, this is the transition decade for mammograms. Many organizations recommend starting annual mammograms for breast cancer screening at age 40. You should be having a conversation with your doctor about your risk factors. For men, age 40 is the new baseline for prostate health. Even though formal screening often starts at 50, a baseline PSA, prostate-specific antigen test at 40, helps your doctor understand your individual risk. And for everyone, eye health. In your 40s, conditions like glaucoma and macular degeneration start to creep up. A dilated eye exam is vital, not just to get new glasses, but to look at the blood vessels in your eyes, which can be early warning signs for diabetes or high blood pressure. We have arrived at 50. This is, without a doubt, the most critical decade for preventive screenings. This is where we catch the big 3: cancer, heart disease, and bone health. The headline: colonoscopy. At 50, the average risk population needs their first colonoscopy. This screening doesn't just detect colon cancer, it prevents it. Why? Because during the procedure, the doctor can find and remove benign polyps before they ever become cancerous. For women, the bone density scan, DEXA, becomes essential. menopause brings a significant drop in estrogen, leading to bone loss. This screening can catch osteoporosis early, preventing devastating fractures later. For men, the conversation about prostate cancer screening with your doctor becomes official. It's a shared decision. You weigh the risks and benefits of the PSA test based on your ethnicity and family history. Also, in your 50s, lung cancer screening. If you are a current or former heavy smoker, you qualify for a low-dose CT scan of the chest. This is a game changer. It finds lung cancer at stage 1, where it is curable. Don't forget the shingles vaccine and the pneumococcal vaccine. Your immune system needs a boost at 50. Welcome to the 60s. If you've made it this far, you are reaping the benefits of the screenings you did in your 40s and 50s. Now, we move into management. At 60, it's not just about catching new diseases, it's about managing the ones you have and preventing falls and fragility. You need to continue your annual physicals, but we add 2 specific tests. First, abdominal aortic aneurysm screening. This is a one-time ultrasound to check the aorta in your abdomen. It's especially critical for men between 65 and 75 who have ever smoked. An aneurysm can be fatal if it bursts, but it is easily monitored if found early. Second, colorectal screenings continue. If you had a clean colonoscopy at 50, you might not need another for 10 years, but you need to stay on the schedule. Hearing and vision tests become non-negotiable. Loss of hearing and sight are linked to cognitive decline and depression. Don't let a simple fix like hearing aids isolate you from your loved ones. Finally, at 60, a conversation about cognitive health. Your doctor should start asking you simple memory questions. If there is a family history of Alzheimer's, this is the time to address it, not in 10 years. So, there you have it. Age 30 is the baseline, 40 is the strategy, 50 is the critical catch, and 60 is the maintenance. But there is one rule that applies to every single decade. Know your family history. If your mother had breast cancer, your father had heart disease, or your brother had diabetes, your timeline changes. You may need to start screening a full 10 years earlier than the average age. Preventive screenings are not about fear, they are about power. It is the power to know your body, the power to make changes, and the power to live a longer, healthier life. Don't wait for the symptoms. Don't wait for the wake-up call. Make the call yourself. Book that appointment. Your future self will thank you. Thanks for listening. Stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next decade.